Hey, I'm Tom and welcome to Epic Brew. Each Tuesday and Thursday I feature a new Mordhau video, and today's Mordhau video is all about the game's newest map, Castello. More specifically, where to go as an archer. There's all sorts of buildings, there's all sorts of windows, all sorts of everything. Might be a little overwhelming to figure out where to go. Leave that to me and I'll show you right where you should be. Let's go. So as a defender, the enemies, well, I should clarify, blue is the defending team and red is the attacking team. If you're on blue, the enemies are going to be pouring through this gate straight away. So basically, you don't really want to be down in this courtyard. Instead, you want to be either up on the walls, ideally up on that rampart, or a better spot I'll show you. Just come with me. Go right in here. This is the little courtyard area. The main street's right on this side of this wall. This is one of the blue spawns in that courtyard. You just want to go up this ladder. Cut a hard left. If you see the staircase, you'll know you're in the right spot. You might think, oh yeah, I'll come right out here and shoot down. Well, okay, that gives you a good view. But the thing is, they spawn right here. So until they start moving, you're not going to ever kill them. Even if it's an archer and you have huntsmen, you'd have to get really lucky to land a shot about on them in the doorway pretty much. But if you come over here, jump up on this bookcase, you can get up on this window, and A, you can still shoot them in their spawn, and B, you can shoot them as they're probably fighting your team right down here. You have a very small window to work with, which is exactly what you want. You want the enemy to be funneled because that limits the amount of, the space they're working with. Makes it easier to land a shot. And chances are when they're running through this, they're looking, over here in this area for enemies. So they're not thinking about, they've already scanned this rampart. They don't see an archer. So they're going to be, a false sense of security. And they'll probably run straight, and then you can just tap them in the head, hopefully kill them. But yeah, this is a great spot, especially starting out on defense. Ooh, it's so good. Also, what makes that spot such a good spot is you're up there, you're just pelting everybody with arrows. You just run back in, hop in the window, come on down here, and boom. You got ammo right here. Win, win, win. So say your team didn't have the best frontline defense. They push through, they're opening the gates, they're pushing the cart in. This street is usually covered in blood and bodies and everything. It's carnage, pure carnage. Ideally, you would think, I want to be up on the walls. I want to be in the windows. I want to be up high. But there's a spot that has been proven to me time and time again. And it's right here. Because look at this. Look at this line of sight you have. The enemies will be coming up this street. They'll probably be stopping here. They'll be coming out of this doorway. They'll probably be stopping there. Anybody makes a quick run for the ladder, you got a clear shot of the whole ladder. If they push a little ahead, you can step out over here, shoot them there. You can't really see too well here, but if you just kind of stay to the right a bit, you can see. This is good view. This is great cover, and as an added bonus, there's an ammo box right over there. So say things are particularly bad, they've pushed the cart all the way up here, you can't really get back in that front corner. Don't fret, don't worry about it. You know why? I'll show you. You want to climb up over here, keep on going. Come on out around this way. You'll want to stick to the left side so that the chances of them seeing you are reduced. And then if you come right here, they're going to be spawning down in here. And you can just pelt them as they're running through this wide open courtyard. You can just pick them off. They'll be funneled through that little doorway right there. They'll tend to just kind of run in there. Boom, you can tap them right in the back of the head. They're climbing up this ladder. Boom, nail them. They're climbing up this pile of boxes. Boom, nail them. There's no way for them to get up here except right here. But it's so open that if you just kind of every once in a while just step back and peek that corner, they'll never sneak up on you. Plus, you will totally see them running through this rampart right here, this little tunnel, because it's wide open. So even if they sneak up the ladder or come through the other side, if you're vigilant and you're watching, you're going to see them run around here, or you'll see them come out at the other end of the hallway. They can't sneak up on you here. There's nowhere for them to go. Don't do that. But yeah, it's a good spot. Okay, say things really go south, right? They've burned all the books. They've looted the church or whatever this is, the university, I don't know, the bank, the bank of Castello. You'll be tempted to go up there. You'll be tempted to go all the way to the top and shoot at the people running down this. First of all, it's not a great idea because you can't look straight down. Like this is as far straight down as I can look, right? So unless you're like at one of the far angles, and even then you probably won't be able to see straight down beyond like right about there. In fact, let's go up there. So see, we're all the way up here, and this is as far down. This is actually further in than I thought, but still, you only have about, you know, this very small area to work with. It's not a really great line of sight, and it's such a far shot that you would be like anybody, even though the best archer would be lucky to land a shot at this weird angle. Like, I mean, you could do it, but it's not the easiest shot straight down on somebody as they're moving in irregular ways, because, you know, they're going to be expecting the arrows. They'll see you up here. You're silhouetted against such a beautiful sky. So I don't recommend it. It's not great. Go down closer to the ground level so you can just shoot across. You can hang out right here if you want. You can shoot right on out. It's not ideal, but you know, it's not too bad. Just don't hit the gate. Everybody will hear it, and you know, they'll probably laugh at you. So don't do that. That's embarrassing. These spots are pretty good for archers. The enemy team tends to run through here though, so it might be a good idea to just kind of like set up on the staircase right here and let the melee boys kind of deal with the people coming in the window. You know, you can just kind of lob a shot out every once in a while, but just be prepared to fall back and fall up the stairs and just, you know, take shots at people as you're moving up. Support your team. I wouldn't really mess with the ladder. Just stay on the stairs. Support your team as you move up. That's all there is to this section. And then when it comes time to finally defend these boys, well, you know, you just pick a corner pretty much and hang out in that corner. I tend to get up on these boxes here, right about here, and then the enemies will like run through and they'll go right for like where the kings are. They'll go try to kill them, or the wardens I should say, and you just got to do your best to just kind of pick them off as they run through the doors. Ideally, at this point, you're not an archer anymore. You're melee. You're defending your wardens. I recommend that. But if you must play as an archer, hanging out on these boxes is a pretty decent way to go. I tend to hang out on the ones that are on the edge of the room. You do have to pay attention to make sure nobody's coming up behind you, but most of them are coming through the ground level. No enemies really go up a second level and then jump down, because it's just easier for them to come out right on this level and go right for the wardens. So yeah, those are my tips for the defending team. Now let's see what happens on the attackers team. So as an attacker, you're gonna have a hard time. I'm gonna be plain and simple with you. It's not easy to be an archer on the attacking team on this map. It can be done, but it is not easy. You're gonna wanna obviously keep an eye out for anybody who watched my video already. You know, watch out for archers up there. Also watch out for the scrubs who are probably gonna be hanging out here in the obvious spot. And you're just gonna kind of wanna pull out your melee weapon and just do your best to just juke any sort of projectiles. And I don't even mess with that entrance. That's such a mess, and it's just a nightmare. I don't even mess with that. I go this way almost every single time. You come up through here, and you have to be aware though, because there's a defending team spawn. They literally spawn right on those like wooden planks, like right in that area. So when you come out here, you gotta just kind of check your left, and you'll want to come up this ladder, or raise the ladder if it's down. And then there's going to be a bunch of them right here. They're going to be waiting on you because you have to just come in and stand here to activate the objective. So what I do is I get up the ladder and I run right on in here. And then you can just kind of hang out. You can't go too far in, but you can hang out a bit right here. And you can just shoot on in. If you can get on that ladder over there, you can shoot on in from that angle, but that's harder to get to. And there's usually some melee units up in there, or people who are more than eager to just kind of run out here and just deal with you. So it's tough, but that's kind of your best option as an archer. Alternatively, if you're feeling bold or your team is pushed up a good way, you can run up this way but watch out for archers. You'll want to just try to not be noticed at all in this courtyard. Make your way through here, around here, through this dungeon, up these steps. Kind of watch out on these ramparts for enemy archers, and then you'll have a decent view into this first doorway, whatever this is, whatever that is. You'll be able to see in the room just kind of a little bit, because you have to get up on here to look in there, and anybody with the bow who's spawning over there, which is where they spawn, they're gonna just drop you. You're gonna look like a fool. So you can go this way, but it's not great. So when your team does bust these gates open and is rolling the wagon in, what I tend to do from like the wagon coming all the way up here to that corner is I just kind of hug the wagon, and I'll keep an eye out for archers over here, because that's a good spot, and people are kind of starting to figure it out, because you can't really see. If you remember earlier in the video, that was that little fence area that I was hiding behind. You can't really see it too well. They can see you, but you can't see it well with that smoke, and there's people running around. It's kind of do your best to put objects between you and where the enemy archers are. Just watch out for archers up in those windows. Watch up here, obviously. If you can make a break for it, watch the spawn over there, but get up this ladder. And this is risky, but you can come up here and then just kind of hang out up here, and you can peek the corners, shoot anybody who's down there. Enemy archers tend to hang out like right on this corner for some reason. I don't know why, but I've seen a lot of people like in that planter right there. I've seen them like stand in the planter, like thinking that they can't be seen because they're in the plant, and be shooting arrows out. You just drop those guys. They're fools. And you can hang out here for a bit, because they probably aren't going to be coming from behind you here, because they're all spawning out, out over in that area and in the courtyard on the other side of this building. So yeah, you can hang out here. If you have a crossbow, you can just kind of back up and duck here and reload, and you won't be popping your head back up when you stand up. You can knock the ladder down if you want to be a little extra secure. But what I like to come up here for is obviously the view, and right in here, you can run in real quick, grab some arrows, turn around, come back out. You gotta do it quick, because that's not technically an area you're supposed to be in. But I've been coming up on this platform for a long time. Basically, anytime my team's pushing the wagon through here, I'm up on this wall. And I probably maybe twice have I even seen an enemy come out over here. They just kind of spawn and run in the street or run into that courtyard. They don't ever really think to come back all the way through the castle and up here through here. So, what I do is I keep the door shut, and then as I'm up here, I keep an ear out to hear the sound of the door opening. And when I hear it, I just turn and then usually shoot. And I can either put an arrow in somebody, or I can just kind of run back. Sometimes enemy archers, especially if you pick them off multiple times, they'll kind of come after you. They've got a little vendetta, and they'll try to like show up here. But, just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out, you'll be all right. So you're pushing the cart through the street. It's all carnage, it's chaos. There's, archers over here, archers up in all these windows. They're pelting your boys. You want to do what you can to help. Honestly, kind of a reverse suggestion of a previous recommendation. If you can, don't go up that ladder. Come to these boxes and just climb on up. And you can get up here like Spider-Man. And then you have a pretty good line of sight into this building. They'll be coming down that staircase. They'll be coming through these doors. You might see an archer over there by the ladder. You pick them off. If they're, pushing up in the street, you can run back over here like I showed you earlier. Kind of help your team out. You get a pretty good view of the lane. Archers tend to hang out against the sides. You can help clear them out. Grab some arrows, run back over here, and you can see even further down the lane. People set up barricades, and you can just kind of pick them off. It's not the best, and this is probably the least aggressive part of it. But there is also the chance you can be aggressive if you want. And you'll want to stick on this side of the map. You'll want to be indoors, because that limits the chance of another archer seeing you and ending your day. You can come fight through here, and you can come right in here. And if you're sneaky enough, boom, you're in this little treasure room And you can kind of, if you're lucky, there's usually a couple boys in here and they'll try to fight you or whatever. But if you're lucky, you can run out and just pick off some of the guys who don't see you, have their backs turned to you. And then what I like to do, like a rat, just run back in here into the window and then just run on back to your team and you're good. It's this little window. This is the little rat hole. That's what I call it, the rat hole. Because you can come in and nobody really thinks about that. We can just jump up there, boom, in and out, in and out. And most people are going to struggle to get that jump on their first try. So you can either turn around and get them in the face, or that gives you a few extra seconds to get a head start on them. So as you attack the castle, obviously watch out for archers in any of these windows. Easier said than done, I know. But you're going to have to make a dash in here. Chances are there's going to be a lot of enemies coming down these stairs, but that's not the objective. You should be right here in the thick of it, helping your team out. Honestly, it's a tight quarters, but there's usually 3 or 4 other teammates here, and you need to be doing your job. You need to be helping them out. You need to be not hitting them. Be patient with your shots. Take a shot only when that's, clear. If the guys are dancing right here, don't just be like nervous and just shoot a shot in there because there's a bad guy there. Don't do that. Get the gate open and then go for the wardens. There's arrows at the bottom of every staircase too, so keep that in mind. These staircases, they turn to hell real quick, so you'll be wanting to watch above you as much as you can. You can't really shoot through the floorboards too well. You can if you want, but I just recommend just watching ahead. They'll be throwing fire, they'll be throwing spears, javelins, everything. And then just come in here. And the wardens are on this side. They typically hang out on this side. So I come right in through this door right here. And then I peel right around into this corner. And I just hang out here. And honestly, these wardens, they tend to go into those cubby holes. And you can just pelt them from right here. And as long as you stay back a bit and you don't try to engage with a regular melee soldier, they kind of just ignore you. Like, there's been times where I've done half health to one of the wardens just from standing over here and just hitting them as they're fighting. So like, if you see an enemy soldier run by, don't shoot him. You don't need to. Just keep doing damage to the wardens. If you shoot that soldier, he's going to be like, what was that? Turn around and see you. And then you're going to have to be standing here fighting a guy with a gigantic sword. So don't do that. Just focus the wardens. They're going to be busy fighting the guys that are close to them off to not worry about you. So yeah. There you go. Those are some of my best archer tips for Castello. It's a new map. I have a feeling that I'm going to be learning even more spots after this. So if you liked the video, please be sure to subscribe for new Mordhau videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.